Natalie Schmidt, and my movie is Strangers in the Night.
Amazing. And how was the experience going into filming and everything like that?
It was pretty good. Like, it was really, I think there's a stereotype that filmmaking is really stressful and everyone's screaming at each other. And while it was stressful, people weren't screaming at each other. So that was really awesome. It was really chill and fun.
That's always what you like to hear. And what is your movie about? Just like a brief synopsis?
Yeah, my movie is about this young woman who becomes obsessed with the sex lives of her neighbors. But classic twist, not everything is as it seems.
Very interesting. And what inspired the film itself?
I was really inspired by the work of Brian De Palma, Italian Giallo, uh, David Cronenberg, Crash. Yeah, those were my main inspirations.
Amazing. Well, good luck tonight.
Hello, my name is Daniel, and my film is called Watching Eras Tour, but I know nothing about Taylor Swift.
Interesting. What inspired the idea for your film?
Thank you. When I was inspired by my job, which fun fact about me is that I actually work at Cineplex, and I've been working there since last year. And back in October of last year, we got the Eras Tour movie at our Cineplex, and every now and then we'd have to do theater checks. So we'd have to walk into the theater and just make sure that no one's like doing anything bad, like on their phone or being disruptive. So I'd see these little bits and clips of the Eras Tour movie, and in my mind, I thought like, what if I just saw it like without really like knowing much of her music? Because at the time, I only really knew her from like her really big hits, and so I thought like, what if we just watched it without knowing anything about it? And in my mind, I thought that might be like a really funny like little skit, like watching the Eras Tour movie, but I know nothing about Taylor Swift. There's so much humor that could arise from that, and from there, I started to write some like initial jokes. I started sharing it with some of my friends, and here we are 1 year later.
Amazing. And what was the best part of the production process for you?
Jeez, there were so many highlights for me throughout the entire production process. Like writing was really fun, like coming up with all these different jokes. When we actually got to film it, like I was surprised by just how fluid it all went, especially because this was kind of my first time taking the wheel and like being like, okay, guys, let's do this. We're gonna do this. And so I'm really thankful that I got to make it with some of my friends, and the fact that they were just on board to like, trusting me and giving me the direction to like take the wheel and just make it happen. And so I'm really proud of not just the fact that we got to make it, but I got to make it with them.
My name is Gracie, and my film is called Mystic Murder.
Amazing. And could you give us a brief synopsis of the movie?
So, my movie follows a medium who's kind of down on her luck, and she has some new competition in town. And in order to get rid of her competition, she resorts to murder. Try not to spoil it too much.
Of course. And what inspired the kind of idea that you had for this film?
I feel like I've had a lot of inspirations. Again, I don't want to spoil too much, but I really was inspired by a lot of old sitcoms, like 1950s, 1960s sitcoms, but honestly, all the way up to like even the 2000s. And just like even with the laugh tracks and sound effects and just making it very camp and kind of over the top and just funny. And I just wanted to like have like people have a good time when they're watching it. Like it's kind of a dark, there's dark undertones, but it's just supposed to be light and happy and funny at the end of the day. So yeah.
Very interesting. What is your favorite sitcom, would you say?
Ooh, there's so many. I mean, I have a soft spot for all the old sitcoms. So I love Lucy, Bewitched, I would say actually is my favorite. I watched that one a lot growing up. So I would say that's my favorite because it's so fun, and again, it also has that kind of camp element to it, and it really did inspire this one a lot. So that would probably be my favorite. Yeah.
I'm also a sitcom lover, so I completely relate. What was your favorite part of the production and filming process?
There were so many. I think just getting to learn, like on set, learn everything, just like learn how to use the camera, learn how to edit, how does the sound work and color grading, and just understanding how to work as a group and work as a team, and the production, and just working with actors and how do you direct them and tell them what they need to do and what emotions they need to convey, and how you want the cinematographer to frame things, and how you want them to like convey the emotion in the story. And it was just really a learning curve, but in such an amazing environment and such a just a warm environment, so it was really fun. But yeah, probably just learning and working together, especially with Mo and Natalie, was a lot of fun. Yeah.
I'm Aiden Beatty from Social Skeleton Films, and we're showing Claudius.
Nice. And what is your film about?
Our film is an absurdist road trip about a man embarking to find the doctor to save his best friend's life.
Very interesting. What inspired the plot of the movie?
Well, the whole film was made in under 48 hours for a challenge at the Okotoks Film Festival, and we were given the genre road trip. So we went through, watched some clips from road trip films, and discussed them a lot on how to play into that format, but also do it in a weird way that was ours. So a lot of the inspiration was just finding the conventions that people do in those movies and twisting it in our own way.
Very interesting. What were some of the movies that you watched for inspiration?
Oh, good question. Honestly, I can't think of any at the top of my head right now, but
Oddly enough, the first one I thought of was like We're the Millers, but I don't think that that's one of the ones you guys watched. And what was the hardest part of your production process, or the fun, like the best part?
hardest part is making within 48 hours. We decided for this one to actually do a full production with camera, lighting, microphones, all that stuff. Getting down to the editing, where we have about 14 hours to edit and make this movie, took the absolute hardest. So we ended up submitting the film to the festival without color grading, without music, and it was very bare bones. So that was the best and worst part about making it, but it ended up winning Best Picture at the festival, so we still did pretty good.
Amazing. Well, good luck tonight. I hope you have a good night.